Hello. I guess I should talk quieter because it's like 2 in the morning. The microwave says 1, but you know, we should have 13 months of 28 days and no, but whatever. I might not even upload this because I feel like it's going to get taken the wrong way. But that's how everyone got into this predicament to begin with, is because people, misinterpret things and just assume that I'm going to like react a certain way. And, you know, um, and so whenever I say like, oh, I was crying, but oh, I was crying, or oh, this and this, that somehow they get like, yeah, maybe if we just make her upset enough, or maybe if we, and it's like, that's not what it is. I, I, I cry for other people. Like, it's so sad. Like, what a waste, and I've said that before. And, even with my kids, I really think that they thought, especially in July when I like, had my little moment when I really think that they were like, uh, you know, if we take her kids away, then she'll just go off and, it'll be over in no time. It'll be quick. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really cry over my kids. One time I fell to the ground when I was living in the parking lot, but I locked myself in that handicapped bathroom, the family bathroom at Wegmans, and I like curled up into a fetal position and was like crying over my son. I said, never again, never again, because that's not what they would want. My kids want me to be strong. I'm a strong motherfucker. So I sometimes I cry over my cats. Today at work they had this cushion, this cat cushion, and it was like that circle shape, and it was the same cushion like the yellow one that Bunny died in. And I rolled that cushion up and put him to the curb, because I should have buried him, but it was cold outside. Pearl was really happy because my bunny was poisoned. But anywho, um, I don't dwell on things. It's my sister's birthday now, March 9th. It's also the day that Biggie died. I think that's more important than my sister's birthday. But so I don't dwell on things because I just go with what direction I'm pointed at. So, and certain things like play in my head out of the blue. And this one moment came to my mind, and the moment was, one time I was driving, who I was driving, Lucky Lee Jackson, 3491. And this is the thing, they think that like, I don't know, maybe because he's young, and I don't like young, and I don't like bitches, and he's a bitch, he's like pretty boy. I don't know, but either way, like, I think that they think that like I'm just this like sucker, and oh, she's just so stupid, and it's like, no, I was just his friend. Like, get it through your fucking head, you know but I was driving him, and like I said before, this isn't mental or anything, but I was being like drugged, and it was really scary because it was like this bad cycle where I was being given stuff that made me really sleepy, and it was really dangerous, and no one seemed to care that I had a minivan, I had kids and everything. But like, but then, so whenever he would ask for a ride, I would ask for something to wake me up, and then he would give me something to make me fall asleep, and the cycle and the cycle and the cycle. And I swear on everything I loved that all I could think was, well, he's going away soon, so let me just keep helping him, and then I can go back to normal. And one time I was driving him to this girl's house. She lived like on the same street that Bonnie and Linda, Sandy, Margaret Street. And, it was nighttime. And I remember I fell asleep at the wheel. And now Jordan, even the time that Jordan had the accident and I drove his Infiniti to go pick him up, he called me a retard and complained about my driving and all this other stuff, and never thanked me for picking him up or anything. Well, I fell asleep. I remember Lucky wanted a ride to Margaret Street, and I fell asleep at the wheel. I've told the story before, but it just came back. And I remember dozing off, and I remember just blacking out and then looking over at him, because he has these facial expressions, and his eyes were like I mean, and I was like, and I just felt, and he didn't say anything, I didn't say anything, but I knew, I was like, I think I just fell asleep, oh my God. And I was like bracing myself for this like screaming match, like, you stupid bitch, because that's what Jordan would have done. And he was just frozen, and I get to the door, to drop him off, and he looks at me and he goes, Anika, promise me that you'll drive careful home. Please, Anika, please. And I mean, it was just me in the car, and I was like, okay. And then I get home, and I was like, okay, I'm home. I want to go to bed, because contrary to what people want to believe, I was not on substances like that. I went to bed at night. I had a stash, because I only used it when I needed it. And I remember getting in the bed and getting a text, and the text message, I could probably maybe find it. Text message said, Anika. And I remember texting and being like, do you need me to come back and get you? And he texted back, and he's like, no, Anika. I just wanted to make sure you made it back okay. And it was moments like that. And I will never know. I will never know if it was strategic, because it really felt like he did a lot of things that Bushrod, it was like the opposite of what Bushrod would do. And certain things, like even on that visiting floor when he was like, I didn't know, like the certain boyish baby, I don't know, it worked for him. I think he liked being this like kid, this ditzy kid, although he is ditzy. He's a Pisces. But I just remember, like, it was like I learned something about myself, and that's what makes me like upset so much, is not so much, I don't get upset like that, but is that from the moment I was born, before I was even born, my mother was doing drugs, hanging me from the ceiling, feeding me onions and garlic in my high chair. And no one has ever stuck up for me, and no one has ever cared about me. Now, he never really stuck up for me. I mean, that one Yvonne fucking cunt bag, with her attitude, but it's even that kind of sometimes felt fake. But still, no one has ever told me, like, sincerely, be careful. Or I wanted him, and I was what, 44, 45, 44 going on 45, I think. And in 44 years of my life, like when I was with Bushrod, he let Max spit at me. So like I dated guys that beat me, SA'd me, laughed about me being SA'd, which Lucky Jackson did that too. Lucky Jackson did not protect me when that guy did, pin me down in my van and, tried to SA me in Walmart parking lot that day. And I think that was a setup. But I mean, things like that were like moments where I would like, those were the reasons that I would like cry, because I was like, I just don't understand why anyone would laugh at someone else's pain, but do it for no reason at all, And because I would never hurt anyone even if they deserved it. I remember in James's building that there was this child molester guy. And I remember that in the, notification thing, you get a postcard that it said that the age of the child was like my son's age. And Max was like trying to like harass him really bad, dumping ammonia around the door and telling him, you leave this room, I'm gonna, all this stuff. And I remember calling Ed and being like, he's harassing the child molester guy. No one deserves that. I don't care what you did. I'm still gonna fight for you. You know what I'm saying? And no one has ever fought for me. And it's like Oprah in The Color Purple. It's like all my life I had to fight. I mean, even right now, and this is like, a shift is coming, and it's not because of karma. It's just because I said so. Because I'm not dealing with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're all a bunch of weirdos. But that's the thing. Like, the reason why I heal myself is because all my life I've gone to doctors and been like, this is wrong. Like, Pearl. I got pregnant by Pearl in 2017, 2018, something like that. And I had a tubal pregnancy, and if it burst, I had this parasitic embryo of Nathaniel Holmes that was in my body, and it was going to burst, and I was going to bleed out. And I had Amy Cousins telling me, you're gonna cease to exist unless you get this taken care of. And I had doctors that acted like zombies. I can't help you. And I would call Dr. Frank Etter on Upper Front Street, and they would say, we can't help you, that's for the OB. And the OB would say, oh no, you're not actually pregnant, you see. You have to go to your primary. And I was pregnant. It was a tubal pregnancy. And it was like that, and it was like a week or something of, that's not our jurisdiction. And then Dr. Cousins' office, that would be the abortion clinic, they actually did my hormone levels to try to see if my hormones were going down or up, because I think when you have a tubal pregnancy, the hormones double a certain, I don't know, but either way, no one cared about me. Nathaniel didn't care about me. I remember, so then I went to Dr. Cousins' office, and they gave me the abortion pill. It was not an abortion. It was because it was tubal, and it was like, it was very intense. But they also gave me like Vicodin. Pearl was so mad. I don't want you to have the Vicodin. You need to give it to me because I want you to suffer. And he meant it. He wanted me to suffer for no reason. No one ever wanted me to just heal or be safe or be careful. My own parents never wanted me to be careful. It was like everyone was like reckless with me, tossing me around. Why do you think I'm not afraid of guns? Jordan came to my house and was like fidgeting with his gun in my attic one day, like trying to have an accident. And I was like, stop doing that, please. And I'm just, it's like, what is going on that all these people are so reckless and just, but not even reckless, but like trying. And it's like, so that's why I'm not shocked that all these people, I knew, I was like, why does it feel like everybody's trying to delete me, Like, seriously, even like my bestest friend, Katrina, was like mad at me because I was like, oh, I've got symptoms of poisoning. Well, I'm not going to be around those people anymore. And, I'm going to take some like activated charcoal and bentonite and call it a day. No, why? And I was just like, what do you mean, why? So I've always dealt with it, especially even like, or other people with HIV purposely trying to give it to me. And it would just be like, what is going on? That, sorry, I was like cleaning with bleach and then I wiped my hands and I was crying. But it just, so I never experienced that in my life. And it's sad because, number one, that at my age, no one has ever told me be careful, and no one has ever just been, or said, I'm sorry. Like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, my fault. And I'd be like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to, like, be screaming at me more, calling me a retard. Or, like, you know, if I made a mistake, like driving, because I don't really like backing up my car, he'd be like, no, Anika, you're all right. And it's just like, no one tells me I'm all right. You're supposed to be calling me a retard. Why aren't you doing that? And, you know, so there was like something about that energy that I just wanted more of because I never had anyone. Now, it was interesting because I felt like safe, sort of, to be myself, but at the same time, I didn't feel safe because, you know, the usual, you know, and those are the moments that, like, I burst out in tears and start dry heaving because it's like sickening to me. Like, my daughters, right? My daughters are selfish assholes. I was not shocked. I think that they thought that I would be shocked that my daughters were like acting all weird, you know, and tampering with things and getting, you know, we just, they were the most entitled, disrespectful little fucking bitches. And it's like, I wash my hands of you. I fucking wash my hands of you. So I wasn't surprised when my daughters were poisoning me and giving me a sandwich baggie that said Mom's Cookies, and my face is burning, you know. But the guy that I drove around out of the kindness of my heart, and it's like there was no reason, there was absolutely no reason for him to do that. Jordan was like weird and jealous. Pearl is fucking weird and jealous. There was no reason. Maybe, you know, I guess maybe if he was like jealous over James or something. But even then, like, there was no reason. And to look at somebody and watch them go, oh wow, Anika, these are my favorite pretzels. And it's just like, why? Why, you know? And I think that like even like, you know, when I invited him over the last night, I wasn't because I wanted to fuck him. I mean, kind of, but not really. It was because it was like, I just cared. I didn't want him to be couch surfing. And no one has that. No one gets that in their mind, that it's just like, she was just your friend. She didn't want drugs. She doesn't want drugs. She doesn't want dick. If I never have sex again, I'm fine. I don't want to have sex. It's always bad. Like, why would I want to have bad sex? But you know, they're waiting for like, oh, maybe if we keep denying her, like keep trying to sabotage. Let me tell you something. I washed my dishes in the bathtub for 3 years because David Rosado fucked up my sink for no reason at all. I have dealt with so much fucking bullshit. I am not going nowhere. I am not going to just go, I give up. I'm going to go and no. If you wanna play every game that you play, whether it's towing my car, whether it's messing with my assistants that I am due, like this is the thing, even with the policies of this place, right? Oh, if you get a job, it's 40% of your income, but if you have social services, we take everything. I work for my social services. You see, I do 10 hours a week. Do you know why I do 10 hours a week in volunteer? Because they calculate how much minimum wage you would have to work to get your welfare check. I only get $400 a month. So instead of saying, hey Anika, you have to do 30 hours and your welfare check actually is like something that you could live off of, they're like, no, we give you 400 and all we ask you to do is 10 hours. So if I'm working 10 hours and I work, if I'm going there and working for it, then why can't it be 40%? And why can't I buy my own toothpaste? Because it's like, it's meant to sort of turn you into something. You're never going to turn me into something. I just learn if I don't have it, I don't need it. I don't need makeup. I'm gorgeous. I don't need friends. I'm fucking perfect. I don't need food. When I get my food stamps, my stomach hurts because I'm not used to eating that much. But it just, I don't know, that day replayed because I'll never forget it. I remember I didn't look at messages from him for a year, all year. And I remember being in the room with Grace and Sharina and just crying. And because it was like, well, it had like voice ones, like, yo, Anika, I'm outside or something, but still, like, it was just like so weird that like all my life I dealt with people that tried so hard to hurt me. I never had a boyfriend that tried to hide that he was cheating, ever. Every boyfriend I had that called themselves a boyfriend would fuck in front of me and be like, are you sad now? And it'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Even when I was in the room with Sharina, what she did was she'd try to talk to me and then try to pick fights with me. And I'd be like, oh, here we go. Like, isn't it cold? It's cold in here, right? And I was like, yeah, kinda. And then she'd be like opening the door and be like, this dummy over here keeps whining that it's cold. Temperance. Oh, Temperance. It went upside down. King of Pentacles upside down. Somebody's losing their mind. Death. Oh, well, maybe they're losing more than their mind, right? Somebody's losing money and losing their mind and losing everything. Two of Pentacles. Where'd it go? I'm not gonna... Ooh, Justice. Justice hid. Page of Swords. Something's being investigated. Queen of Cups. It's like someone's watching and realizing she's not that bad. I'm gonna get what I want. Everything always works out for me. I have Saturn in Virgo, so I go through some hardships, but I have Jupiter in Leo, and everything always works out for me, and I'm always right. This is the thing about Kenneth Jordan. I predicted that accident that day, like 2 different times. I was like, oh my God, Jordan, be careful. Please be careful, Jordan. Oh, I feel it. I'm always right. And I was right twice that day in September of 2024. And 4 of Wands reversed. Somebody's leaving the house. 7 of Pentacles reversed. The World reversed. 8 of Pentacles reversed. Somebody's leaving a job. Somebody's leaving a house, leaving a job. And, I will always write. And in August, and this was when I had a lot of like downloads. And so I said a lot of things. You'd have to experience it yourself, that you just would like know too much and just say too much. But, I remember, and I mean, it was like a movie, and I jumped up in the bed next to Jordan, and I go, somebody's gonna die. Oh my God, a Leo. Jordan, who do I know that's a Leo? Is it Lucky's mom? Is she a Leo? And Jordan was like, I don't know, no Lucky. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, he knows you. Knight of Wands. Somebody's passionate about something. And somebody's deciding on something. They're sure of something. What are they sure of? But I felt it strongly. So, what Leo died? My son? Was it somebody's mother? Was it somebody? I mean, and it was like weird. I had a moment before one time, like months ago, where I was woke up in the middle of the night, horrible. And all I could think, and I mean, I blurted out, like, Shamel Hampton, you motherfucker. And I felt this weird energy. Well, I haven't seen him since I was 16 years old. So, you know, Three of Wands. Somebody's coming. Don't come near me. That's the thing is like, that's why I really feel like they did something that had to do with Lucky or Jordan or both of them, because people take love, friendship, trust as weakness and use people as pawns. King of Pentacles reversed. They use people as pawns. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. 6 of Wands. Ooh, 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 Jesus. Knight of Swords. Somebody's coming. 6. Queen of Swords reversed. 9 of Swords reversed. 2 of Cups reversed. Somebody's really like jealous because somebody's not straight. And I mean, like, that's the thing. So it's like, I think that even when I would get like upset over, like, nobody ever like they all try harder to like make me feel defeated over my kids. You know, I remember on my birthday in 2023, nobody was allowed to say happy birthday, and you know, Pearl was like trying to get me to cry. It worked. I like cried like crazy. Then I went to the Speedway, ran into Lucky Jackson when I was wearing my old lady sweater, but it was like even Katrina didn't say happy birthday, and it felt like on purpose. And then on my birthday in 2024, it was the same thing, only online I was saying, I wish someone would get me like tarot cards for my birthday, you know, anybody. And so Sharina on my birthday had this is what like theatrics, like gang stalking theatrics is. She had this whole conversation in front of me at my birthday with Grace, talking about how she wanted to take Grace to a Magica with her welfare check and let her pick a deck of tarot cards and all this stuff. And it's just like, you think I'm like y'all, that I'm gonna get like jealous and I'm gonna be extra depressed and I'm gonna like, you know, be self-destructive, and you know, and it's like, I'm not like you guys. You guys are petty and weird. I don't get jealous. Even though I'm a Scorpio, people say Scorpios get jealous. I don't get jealous. Page of Cups reversed. But you know, I mean, it's sad that like I unblock somebody because I don't want them to think that I didn't remember their damn birthday when I haven't seen nobody in like years. But yeah, nobody thinks about my birthday, and instead on my birthday, I sit with people who make fun of me, like, oh, she probably wouldn't even eat cake if we got it for her because she's so weird. Ha ha ha. It's like, oh God, here we go. But you know, that's all anybody thinks is maybe if we keep risking our job and breaking rules, that it was like 29, if we, breaking rules, that she'll go running to Jordan or she'll go running to this one, and you know, and then she'll take some sort of bait. No. 7 of Wands reversed. It's like somebody's got some lame offer, lame excuse, fake apology, and it's like there's nothing they can actually say for themselves. Eight of Wands reversed, and it's all like, it's like, get the fuck away, get the fuck away. That's 30 minutes. Okay, I'm done. But it's just, but it's just sad that you people are like throwing away your life for like they were laughing over these things. This girl is so stupid, she loves me. No, I was smart. You're the stupid one, I'm sorry that you didn't see what I saw in you, because I'm never wrong. So I knew what potential you had, and you're literally throwing it away. Loyalty, 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 loyalty. It's so funny, You could have been a protector. You could have been, and instead you used it to your advantage. Eight of Wands reversed. I keep getting that over and over. Eight of Wands reversed. Either they're trying to stall something or something's just backfiring. It's going to take forever. I've got to... Knight of Wands. Eight of Pentacles reversed. It's like not working and it's always backfiring. But they won't give up. It's a fuckboy. I haven't seen any of these people I haven't seen Jordan since May of 2025. And I haven't seen Lucky since I visited him in June of 2024. And the thing about Lucky, way more than Jordan, because Jordan never talked to me like that, was anytime I would say, my son is autistic and I promised I would never let anyone hurt him. Well, Anika, you just can't be with your kids right now. You got mental problems. And I'd be like, no, I don't. No, I don't. How dare you? How dare you tell me that I don't deserve my own children? And especially like when I say he was abused by his sister, he didn't want to go. And instead you're going to tell me that I'm crazy? You're fucked. It's like, I don't believe in karma, but it's just something else spiritually that you did to yourself by saying that about my child. That my child deserved to be forced to do what he did with his sister. That my child, you fucked yourself. You fucked yourself. And really that goes for all of you. With, you really, I'm a super mom. And even the drug dealers knew that I'm all about my kids. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I just care about my kids. Can't help you right now. I've got my kids. Bye. Judgment. High Priestess. Judgment. High Priestess. One more card. Just for fun. One more card. What's the final card? Every time I ask a question, it takes forever. What's the final card? I could always pick one. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords. The Truth.